iced tea, a movie, yarn, my yarn bowl, which we need to have a full conversation about this on another day. Just Big Twist needs to know, and not that they're watching my videos, they did a fantastic job with this. Look how massive that is. And it's actually going to hold the yarn that I want to work up today, the Bernat Fluffy. Look at that. That brings me so much happiness right there. They killed it with this. I don't have any complaints about this. It's just the size of it. You know, I have so many other yarn bowls that are like less than 100 grams of yarn, which is fantastic. Obviously, I have them for a reason. It works for certain projects. But I never really had one's a specific yarn bowl. Like this is actually called a yarn bowl. I never had one that was this giant. Oh, A+ Big Twist. Thank you so much. I've been going back and forth about getting that cat one too, the one where it's like laying on its back and its paws are in the air. The yarn comes out through the tail. It didn't look quite as big as this one. Well, it wasn't quite as big. I think it was about 2 inches smaller. It was just so darn cute too. And seeing like neon yarn like this coming through it, it also brings me a lot of happiness. I'm kind of just winding down from the night, and I have my canvas project, my little haunted manor that I'm going to work on for a little bit. Also, obviously this, the Bernat Fluffy. I brought up one of my cardigans that I made last year, which it was just a Killer Clown inspired cardigan. And I loved the way that this was cut and everything. The sleeves need to be a little bit longer. Like I never finished the actual ribbing that went around it. Style of it and how it drapes and everything, I liked this a lot. But I don't know if I want to do this mesh stitch or if I want to do a double crochet. Because when I was testing this, I really liked the double crochet and it had like a nice feel to it, but it's all going to be one color. And I really love this mesh stitch whenever I do one color. I mean, even though I have multiple colorways going on here. This was just, wore it to a haunted house. You know, it was one of those things. I think I wore it maybe 2 or 3 times since then. I do plan on doing the mattress stitch though instead of the zigzag for this, since again I'm only doing the one color. To kind of use as a guide, I guess, because I don't even really want to count or measure right now, and I have so many cardigans that I've already made. Let's just use them as patterns, you know? So I need to find my pattern book too. That's my favorite way to do it. I mean, I have my phone. I could just write everything down of like how many rows are crossed and what do I need for the sleeves and stuff. I prefer to write it though. I just get more enjoyment from that. It fills up really quickly on my phone too, and then I'll forget. So this way at least I just have it in one place and I know to always look there. While I'm working on that, I'm going to throw in Penny Dreadful, which sadly did not make it onto my 100-night countdown movie marathon to Halloween, simply for the fact that it's a series. I didn't have any series. It was only movies. That's what it's been this year and the year before and the year before that. Just like forever. That's how I've always done it. But I think I should reconsider because Penny Dreadful is so amazing. I feel like it's not talked about enough. It did come out in 2014, I think. Yeah, 2014. So it's been a while. It's been incredible to revisit all these characters though. Such a wild ride. The first time I saw it, I was like sucked in every single episode. And there's multiple seasons too. This is just the first season that I found. Hoping that while I'm out thrifting sometime I can find the rest of the seasons. And the clothing in here, it's just gorgeous. I mean, the atmosphere in general, it sparks so much creativity. Every time I watch that episode, I'm like, I want to sew that. I want that exact dress. It's just so gorgeous. Sewing is not on my list of things to do tonight, so that's for another day. I'm just gonna get going on this sweater, just like a little pullover sweater. I'm not gonna do a hood with it. I wanna make this as easy as possible. Since I'm using an 8mm crochet hook, I want this to be something that realistically I could get done in a few days. And that's even me just setting it down, like not sitting and focusing on this for a couple of days. Like I want this to be super, super easy. I might need to grab another ball of it though. I didn't even think about that. What do we have? 415 yards. It'll be close. I normally like to have 650 yards just to be safe, but it is going to be cropped. I guess if there's not enough, I won't do the ribbing on the bottom. I do need to do it on the sleeves though, because I want it to be kind of oversized. So that needs to have some sort of ribbing. At the bottom, I can kind of take or leave it. I could also go back to Joann Fabrics tomorrow if I need to. We'll just see how far I get tonight. am pretty happy with everything that I got done last night. This just being a random project that I started, I don't really have a time frame for it. I just really liked this yarn and I didn't want to stop working it up. So everything that I got done, I ended up watching 2 episodes of Penny Dreadful before I switched it over to another movie. I have the entire back panel here. Look how fuzzy that is. It's gonna be amazing, especially the fact that it's a super chunky yarn. Sometimes that doesn't really correlate well into sweaters, or they end up being really stiff, and I don't know, I just don't really like that. This though, showing it draping over, that's awesome. I love that so much. Of the entire skein of yarn, I only found one end that I had to cut, or like one manufactured knot. Again, pretty good for how much yarn is in this skein. So yeah, I have the back and then I have the start of the front, and here is how much left I have of just this one skein. I stopped here last night because I'm pretty sure this is where I want to stop and then start doing the v-neck for the front part of the sweater attached together here, and I am going to do the mattress stitch. I thought about it after I got up this morning and I was like, do I want to do the mattress stitch? I really don't like that stitch. It's just not fun for me, and I love the zigzag stitch and how it looks too. But I think for this one, with just how chunky it is, I do want to do the mattress stitch. It's just gonna lay nice and flat there. And I can fit this entire thing in here. This was so freaking cool. 10 out of 10 recommend this skull yarn bowl. When I'm not working it up, it's decor in and of itself. Got up a little bit early this morning. There is a Joann Fabrics that's near me that had this yarn in stock. I knew it wasn't gonna be from the same dye lot, but that's totally fine. I had this one, I wanted to use it, and I wasn't planning on making a sweater. So normally I will get them all at the same time, so the lot color is the same. But I grabbed 2 more of them, and they were full. Like, they had this entire lineup stocked at the Joann Fabrics. Every single color was like packed in there. I grabbed 2 of these. Didn't even look at the dye lot. I'm gonna be super honest here. We could be getting something from... No, okay, it's the same. Perfect. Not that it mattered, like I said, because this other one, I'm sure isn't. Although, wait, let's check, because I did get this from this exact Joann Fabrics. It is! Oh, yay! It is the exact same lot. Okay, cool. So maybe I'm like the only one that's been grabbing this particular color from that Joann's. Very well could be. So that was the only thing that I went there for. Got in line, was very happy with everything. Glad that they had so much of this stuff. Almost got to the checkout and I was like, you know what? I'm going back. I gotta get this color. I hadn't seen it in stores yet. It wasn't available. So I was like, I need to grab one at least, because I'm going back and forth of what I want to do for the ribbing of this sweater. At first I thought I was just gonna do this entire color, like just one solid color, and then maybe I'll add patches onto it or a pocket or something, but I just wanted this neon color. But now that I'm seeing these 2 together, I just feel like, I don't know. I only grabbed 1 though, because I know myself, and if I would have grabbed enough to make this blanket, which I want to eventually, so it's 3 of each of this color, and they did have everything there that I needed to. But if I would have grabbed that, I would have started that blanket today. Like, there is not a doubt in my mind I would have started another project. I need to work on our C2C blankets. I need to do a couple rows for that for our 100 Nights to Halloween countdown. I need to work on my Haunted Mansion. There's a couple other cardigans that I need to finish too. So the blanket is going to wait. You know, if time runs out and the colors are no longer there, then okay, that's totally fine. I'll just get it online. It'll be perfect. I'll find whatever colors they have available and we'll go that way. The only reason I wanted these 2 colors is because it looks very Wednesday inspired, but I'm just gonna run that risk because I cannot start another blanket this week anyways. We're capping it. This is it. We're not starting any blankets this week. I did go through the fabric section really quick too, even though, again, I don't have time to start any new sewing projects. Eventually, all these pillows back here, I'm gonna change them up. So we're going for purple and green. We're doing like a punk neon explosion back here. What is it called? Punkoween. There we go. So all those colors, goosebump theme, that type of stuff, that's what we're going for, which is another reason why obviously I got this. It's gonna be like, then I'm gonna sit in here with that sweater on and look like I belong in this area. But all of these are just pillow shams that I made I don't think this one glows, but a couple of them do. Oh, this one back here glows in the dark. This one glows in the dark. So anything that glows in the dark, obviously, I'm drawn to that. And I'm going to be like, yes, let's get a couple of those just to have on hand. Because I know eventually I'm going to sit down and do all these. And I think I have like 12 in total just up here. And then I have to do a couple more for my movie room downstairs, and then my bedroom, and for my couch. So there's a lot of it. And I like doing that, but I just normally spend one total day making everything. So I'll just like get up at 6 in the morning, or I don't know, depending on how excited I am. Sometimes I do get up at 4 and I'm like, we're sewing. That's what we're doing all day today. They had a couple of new Halloween patterns on their Snuggle Fleece, which is like 90% of what's happening here on the pillows. And I just thought it was a fun classic throwback haunted house. We've got little witches, some bats, some spooky trees. It does not, sadly, glow in the dark, but I just loved the color combo. The classic purple and orange, you know, so I got 2 yards of this. And we're probably just gonna start a pile, honestly. There was a couple other that they had there, but again, I was just trying to get back so I could do all the stuff and then work on my CDC blanket. We're gonna have to spend another day going through all of that fabric as it starts coming out a little bit more. I'm still waiting for them to release their enamel pins, also their charms, their beads, and like now's when the things are starting to roll out. So it's on their the Joann Fabrics site and also their app. So I could get them shipped to me, but they're saying that they're not in stores yet. But I like to see everything in stores, and especially the beads, like going there and just seeing the whole wall of Halloween beads. It's super fun to me. So I'm just gonna be patient and wait for that stuff to come out. Yeah, so that's all my progress on this new super quick pullover sweater. I can definitely see myself making it a couple of times before October even, especially since I know that the Joann Fabrics has this color in stock and like there was a whole 2 rows of it. I kind of want one in just this color too. Like this would be my go-to. Obviously I love this color, but this is more of a everyday wear for me. I might go back and grab a few more of those. If you are still doing the 100-night countdown to Halloween with me, we have a couple of more rows to work up on our C2C blanket. And then tonight's movie for the 100-night movie marathon is Talk to Me. It almost didn't make it into the list. At first, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like it that much, but it grew on me. I watched it a couple of times, and then when I was putting my list together, I was like, yeah, this one has to go on it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Have a super spooky rest of your night, and I will see you ghouls tomorrow.